G'day, I'm Melissa Shannon, founder of digitalscrapbookinghq.com, and today I'm back with another scrapbooking process video for you. Today I'm working on a prompt that was given to me by Alice Boll for the Scrap Happy Load 218, which is the Layout a Day challenge, where every day you get given a prompt to scrapbooks one of your stories, and throughout the month we have featured designers who demonstrate a way that you can complete the prompt. So that was my job for this layout, and I wanted to share it with you so you can see how I went about answering this prompt. So the prompt for today was: my family has very strong women. My mother never laughed at my dream of Africa, even though everyone else did, because we didn't have any money and because Africa was the dark continent and because I was a girl. Jane Goodall. Today, in honour of Valentine's Day, we will pay tribute to a strong woman. Maybe your mother, grandmother, or perhaps yourself. So I'm sharing my response to this prompt, and I'm very blessed to have so many strong women in my life. For today, I wanted to document a little bit about my journey of becoming a strong woman myself. I seem to make a layout about my health journey every year or so, and it usually happens thanks to Layout a Day. Now, because this is a choose your own adventure, we also had options to use pink, white and red on the page, and also hearts. So I managed to incorporate some of those by looking through my templates and finding this really great one from Cindy Schneider, which came from the DigiScrap Love group on Facebook. Now, if you are not part of the DigiScrap Love group, you really need to be, because it's just absolutely a great place to chat about scrapbooking, and there's no ads or anything like that. It's just all chat about DigiScrap. And so Lynette Pinacho of Nettio Designs, she's running that, and I really recommend you look up DigiScrap Love, and I'll link up to it in today's blog post too. So I actually had a kit in mind for this as well, because I am a member of Scrappiniers Champions, and I remembered that we had a Tracy Reed kit that was called Prove Them Wrong, and I just thought that would be perfect for scrapbooking, that kind of I'm a woman, hear me roar sentiment that is going into this page. It's kind of funny to me because it's like one of these self-care things that isn't flowers and chocolate and hot baths and spa days is actually a really hard work for me, what I've been going through the last year or so. But I wanted to document it, so I wrote up all my journaling at first, as I usually do, and then I started dragging in my papers. And I tried using a brush to kind of get the wording of that word text print paper, but it didn't really, I didn't like how it looked. It was also a little bit too kind of white compared to everything else. So I tried it, but didn't really work for me. So the next thing I did was I opened up all my letters and I pulled those all in, and I'm just using my control key to select them all and then put them in the right order, move them all up to the top so I can see them. And the great thing is now with Photoshop and Photoshop Elements, you can just press Control G to group them all together so you can use them as one at once. So now I'm just using the align and distribute functions to make it so that they're all nicely lined up. And then I just selected them all and turned them on to an angle. So when I started working with this kit, I literally opened up every pattern paper and a lot of the embellishments, and I'm just dragging them all in. and looking for things that appeal to me. I love that scatter. So I used it twice on the page. And I did a little trick that I often do, which is actually going up to image, rotate, flip layer horizontal, and flip layer 180 degrees or whatever it is. And that way you can actually get it to look different. Now, those who are perhaps more sticklers than I am will notice that the shiny part is on the wrong spot, but yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that myself. So I love all of these templates with lots of layers and things, but I often find it difficult to go through and just replace every single thing with a embellishment. So these flower clusters really saved my bacon. They make it look much more fancy than it actually is, because Tracy's already clustered these all together. So I'm just dragging a few of them on. And what's funny is that black leaf, I actually left it there on the left hand side and just kept it. So I'm just looking through the word art now and ribbons to just see what else I can use on my page. I felt like I needed a bit more black. Now you might be wondering, what's going on, Melissa? You haven't actually put a photo in. That's because my photos weren't uploading from my phone in time. I took the selfie I had in mind to use, but it hadn't come through. So I ended up creating this whole page. And I knew the selfie had me in a white dress, so it wouldn't really matter what colour things were. And then the other photo I've just replaced with this tag. So I'll eventually get to that. And I did something else earlier I just wanted to mention while I'm working on this journaling, is that see those green little ribbons behind? My favourite trick now is to select all of the things that I want with the same paper. I want it to clip the same paper to them, and I just group them and then apply that paper to all those items at once. So it really makes it a little bit faster. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It's just something I do to make things quicker. So now I've worked out there's no way I can fit all my journaling in as per usual. I even added that tag for journaling, still no space. So I'm selecting everything that's not the background and just moving it up. Sorry, Cindy, I'm destroying your visual layout here. There was no way I could fit all my journaling in, and as per usual, very chatty, need to get all my words in. So now I'm just working with these ribbons, and I'm using my favourite styles again, the One Little Bird Shadow Like Me, and I'm trying to work out where to put this gorgeous black doily. I just ended up putting it to the side there because I love doilies. I don't think I'll ever be over them. So now I'm just having a change of heart about those green triangle pattern paper and trying to decide if I want to change the colour of the paper there. And I did end up changing it to an orange pattern paper. I'm actually really trying to force myself. I know this sounds silly, but I'm trying to really try to use more pattern paper, because if it was up to me, I would just never use these patterns. And when they're a subtle design, I mean, they're really no different to using a plain paper. So I'm trying to push myself out of that comfort zone. And then I'm going through Flickr to try and find a selfie to use. Then I just drag that in, drag the layer up to where it needs to be. And I mean, I had a little bit of trouble here because you can see that point just, it goes onto my head. It's not ideal. So I tried just downloading another selfie and using just my face, but that didn't seem to go any better. So I was just like, what am I going to do with this little thing? It's ridiculous. So I kind of wanted to use a full body shot. So I decided what I would do is actually put part of that heart behind and part in front, because you can still tell that it is a heart, even if you can't see the whole thing. So I just decided to move everything around and just try and get that heart. And I actually ended up resizing the photo spot as well. So I duplicated this heart, and then I selected the photo, inverted the selection, and then masked the heart. So you can see part of the heart has been cut out from, so it looks like the top is tucked behind the photo, but the bottom is still in front. So then I just rearranged all the embellishments a bit more to just try to get that a little bit, to look a little bit better. And then here's the final page. So I was really happy with how this turned out. I mean, usually I'm not going to use a lot of black and bright colours and lots of patterns on a page. So I was really happy that I challenged myself and made it work. I just resized and moved around parts of the template that didn't work for me. And yeah, I'm thrilled to get this documented, and it seems like my annual about me and my health update is done again. So thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to learn more about digital scrapbooking or Photoshop elements, head to digiscraphq.com.